Peace studies are an applied science. We must understand the difference here. It's not science, it is applied science. If we want peace studies to do their work, we will have to apply certain scientific principles. Let's take an example from the health sciences or the health profession. Today, we have about 44, maybe even more, related facilities that serve the health profession. We talk of neonatal care, we talk of early childhood care, we talk of old age care, we talk of heart care, we talk of brain care, we talk of different areas of sciences in terms of health that all pool together to make the health sciences productive and fruitful. Similarly, peace studies should also be seen to deliver the same, because if peace exists, we need sociology, we need info from economics, we need info from anthropology, we need info from psychology, and all these different disciplines should be able to contribute to the sustainability of peace and the backing out of conflict from any particular area or region. Through conflict transformation, peace building, peacekeeping, reconciliation, to mention some approaches. So, conflict transformation. If conflict exists, transformation hasn't happened. If conflict changes and peace comes in, then conflict transformation has happened. Peace building, as we said earlier, should be seen as a process, not as an end product. And so, if it's a process, that building capacity or the building ability or the building progress should be visible and observable. Peacekeeping. If you start with conflict, if you resolve it, you end up with peace, there's no guarantee that peace will now remain. You have to work at peacekeeping. In other words, other conflicts that may show up, how do you deal with those? And keep the peace that you started with going all the time. Reconciliation. How do you get two groups of people to reconcile, to meet, to come to a common ground, to come to a common understanding of why what they are doing is right, wrong, or otherwise, and why and how you can help them bridge that gap and bring about peace. Let many peace professions grow, mediators, conciliators, and so on and so forth. So if peace is to be sustained, we will have to make sure that the different elements of the peace professions are needed. Counselors are a good example. Psychiatrists are a good example. Mediators are a good example. Conciliators, all these different professional people come together to make sure, to make certain that peace has a chance of survival. If that doesn't happen, then peace is completely lost. So in today's world, in life in the 21st century, requires these peace professionals to actually exist. And these peace professionals can exist if we provide peace professions and peace professional development to individuals today. Peace is looked at trans rather than interdisciplinary. And this must be understood very clearly. What is the difference between trans and inter, and how do we get there? We will be looking at 4 stages that will take us through from one to the other in order to make sure that we understand how this needs to be developed. And as people in education, I think it is important for us to understand the differences between these and therefore be able to then relate to what we are trying to do in our classrooms with our students, because after all, our students are the future ambassadors, the torchbearers of peace who will need to carry it further from our generation into their generation. Just like women's studies, when anywhere in the world, when we look at women's studies, and the conditions of suppression and liberation are visible. Anywhere, even in the developed world, there was a time when women were suppressed. What happened? How did that society work to bring their women folk out of the suppression and liberate them. Those are the kinds of things that we need to see, and even in peace studies. And so peace studies should make peace visible, understandable, and obtainable. If peace studies is only theory, it is not going to work. Peace studies will need to be more of a practical nature.